It's a trip these men and women will likely never forget.
We're about 32 minutes from the FOB. From here on out, we're on off time.
From across the nation, they traveled hundreds of miles. From Michigan and Alabama, Florida, and Colorado. In all, 9 states were represented.
All right, we got a convoy coming in.
These individuals choosing to volunteer their time and money for a cause they strongly believe in.
Protecting our country is really important, and Border Patrol, they can't be everywhere at once, so people like us can come down here and help and put eyes on things and keep America a little bit safer.
Though they are dressed for war, their mission is much more tame.
What we do down here is not vigilante justice. We have no special privileges. We have no special laws given to us to do anything that any other citizen can or can't do. We have no power of arrest. We have no power of detainment. If you come across somebody, drug runner, illegal alien, human trafficking, our job is to observe. Our job is to collect as much information as we can. Our job is to track those folks, get a location, get it to the Border Patrol, and let the Border Patrol handle the arrest.
It's a far cry from what many think these men and women do.
Most people look at us like, we're a bunch of crazy knuckleheads and run around with guns and it's all about us and we want to fight the government.
You get people, going out saying, oh, you just want to go out and shoot Mexicans, which, isn't the case whatsoever.
In fact, they've never fired a shot.
Nobody from our organization has fired one shot at anybody down here. We have taken shots at us, but at those times we've determined that the threat wasn't great enough to return fire. Although there is a threat down here, it doesn't require you to go around just shooting at everything that moves. And I think that's where a lot of confusion comes from. People see rifles, they see the cannies, they see plate carriers, and they think that we're just down here trying to shoot somebody or hunt somebody, and it's far from the truth. This is protection for ourselves.
Because when you're taking on the cartels, the mission doesn't come without danger.
Is that a rifle?
It looks like it.
Sergeant Major!
Yes, he is. He's holding that up.
Sergeant Major, we think we see a rifle.
It appears that the camp is being watched. We just saw through the scopes that there's 3 people up on the hill, 2 possibly with rifles, and they are definitely keeping an eye on us. As a team was sent to investigate, camp was put on lockdown.
Likelihood that it was cartel spotters, or how we call it, a soft probe. Basically, they're up there getting intelligence on us, seeing how many vehicles are in camp, how many personnel are in camp, and what we're up to.
No spotters were found, and though it might have been a false alarm this time, the 3%ers say they are certain they are being closely watched.
The cartel, we've done this enough, they know who we are, because we affect their pocketbook heavily while we're here. So if we're not prepared and we're not aware of that threat, we're going to come out on the losing end of that. And I don't want anybody leaving this operation with it, any holes in them. I want everybody to go home safe.
I put myself at risk because who else will? I served my country. I took an oath of enlistment to defend the Constitution and the country from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And I'm bound by that oath till I take my last breath.
In 2016, U.S. Customs and Border Protection seized almost 8,000 pounds of drugs along the border and nearly $290,000 in cash per day. But while they are one of the world's largest law enforcement organizations, with 6,000 miles of international land borders and 2,000 miles of coastal border waters, they're still spread pretty thin.
It's really hard to cover such a vast area. So when we come down here, we shut down at least 7, 8, 20 miles of border fence. It creates a situation where the illegal immigrants or the cartel members, the drug runners, have to push to get away from us, and then they end up getting in Border Patrol's custody.
And it seems to work.
You got Border Patrol in country, you got a Border Patrol helo, and I got Border Patrol on horse rolling up on me right now. This is why we do what we do.
A Border Patrol agent told the 3% United Patriots that because they were in the area, the cartels were forced to use an old trail, and BP was able to bust 16 runners and recover a massive amount of drugs. On March 29th, the local paper reported Border Patrol recovered nearly 1,000 pounds of marijuana on the day mentioned, valued at more than $480,000.
To me, that's a mission accomplished down here. You know, it's just too bad we can't be here all the time, but I feel like we came down and we did our part.
They admit it's just a small dent in a much bigger problem, but they believe every little bit helps.
You got kids and children getting hold of this stuff, and if we can limit the amount of drugs coming in, it'll make it that much harder to get.
The 3% United Patriots say those who think they are racists, who are out to get Mexicans, have got it all wrong.
And I think it's something important for what we're doing out here to understand. We're not against Mexicans. We're not against Mexican citizens. We're against the illicit activity that goes out here. Drug smuggling, human trafficking, sex trade, all of that. That's what we're against.
There are virtually nobody crossing down here just looking for a better life. This is entirely drug country down here.
But they are a law-abiding organization, and anyone breaking the law should be prepared to face the consequences.
We are a country of rules. Those that have been here and have behaved and been good, I think there needs to be a way that they can stay legally, but they got to apply. There has to be a penalty that's got to get paid somehow.